Hey everybody, this is Caitlin here, and today we have the next vlog that I wanted to do in reviewing the Steven Universe kind of like In Too Deep bomb that we're going to have. I wouldn't call it really a bomb because it's not day after day, but it's like, the big Steven Universe event on In Too Deep, and the next episode which aired, which is Same Old World, which we only got one episode this week, and I'm not too sure whether we're going to get two episodes next week or whatever, but basically this week was Same Old World, and it was about Lapis trying to find somewhere to live. I'm going to be talking about spoilers in that, so if you've not seen it yet, I would advise you don't listen to this review or whatever until you've watched it, because I'm going to be talking spoiler stuff and speculation. So going into it, I was thinking that, it's going to be about Lapis and Steven, and then she's going to try and find somewhere new to live. And I was thinking, does this mean that she's not going to, live with Steven anymore? Is she going to find her own place to live? But obviously, looking at some of the leaks or whatever, that's obviously not the case, because Barnmates is going to happen, and her and Peridot are going to get into arguments. But it was kind of neat, because, it showed, a little bit more of, the world of Steven Universe. I know that the Crewdiverse have said that this, America that, Steven lives in is, a different kind of America to us. So, they've got, different states and different town names, which are kind of amalgamations of different cities. So Lapis was using her wings to fly Steven around the world to find somewhere for her to live. They went to a place called Empire City, which was apparently inspired between Las Vegas, New York, and Paris, which was pretty cool, because they say what happens in Empire City never sleeps, which I thought was pretty cool. Lapis doesn't obviously get it, because she's just you're a wee bit weird, Steven. And they go to Jersey, which is I'm guessing is inspired by New Jersey or whatever, and they're like, oh, you'd love it here, Lapis. The people here hate Earth just as much as you, which is kind of particular. But the main thing I thought, the main thing that I loved about this episode was when we finally got a bit of backstory about Lapis, because everyone's been speculating, what's Lapis's backstory? Why did she come to Earth? How did she end up trapped in the mirror? Why was she just trapped and cracked for thousands of years and nothing happened? How did she get here? And people have been speculating all this stuff. So we finally got her backstory, which was, in layman's terms or whatever, from her her little flashback or whatever. She wasn't part of the war. She was only, she mentioned she was only meant to visit. So I'm guessing she's maybe part of Blue Diamond's court or something like that, because it seemed like Blue Diamond wasn't even part of the war either, because her court and everything, they were quite aristocratic. They didn't look like soldiers or anything from their silhouettes and stuff. And you look at Lapis and she's a blue gem and whatever, and it seemed like Blue Diamond's gems are all blue. So, clearly she was only meant to visit. So I think she's part of the court, and, they maybe sent her down, maybe even to, look for Sapphire, because obviously by that point, the war had escalated. Clearly this is, after Garnet, leaves the Blue Court. So I was thinking maybe she was sent down to try and find, Sapphire and bring her back. So, because she says she wasn't part of the war, she was only meant to visit. So I think that's quite interesting. But obviously she got caught up in the war. She got poofed by a soldier. We don't know which soldier it was, because she had the soldier that attacked her had kind of rainbow dreadlocks and stuff, and people are speculating it's Bismuth, which is the gem bubbled in Rose's room. I'm not too sure yet, because the gem silhouette didn't have a uniform or anything like that. It just had wild rainbow hair and the gem on their chest, but there was no diamond on their body symbolizing that they were part of the Diamond Authority, and there was no way to tell whether they were part of Rose's army either. So it's kind of in between. We don't really know who this gem was, but we do know that Lapis was found by Homeworld, but they assumed that she was part of Rose's army, which I thought is pretty weird, because she is a Lapis Lazuli. She is part, assumingly, she's part of the Blue Court. And it, people are making assumptions that maybe Rose was Pink Diamond. So that would immediately think that maybe her soldiers were part of Pink Diamond's court. Because when Lapis was showing, the imagery of what she thought that the army looked like, whatever, she's like, I'm not one of them. They were all in different shades of pink. So I would think that, why would you think that this blue gem is part of Rose's army when they're all different shades of purple and pink? That makes it really weird for me. I mean, maybe they're just assuming that because Ruby and Sapphire fell and they defected or whatever, that's fair game. Any color of gem can join Rose's army. But I just found that dead weird that they just thought this blue gem is clearly part of Rose's army and that we can use her. But it was so weird. And obviously Lapis got dropped and left at the warp pad or whatever, and it was confirmed that Pearl did not trap her in that mirror. Pearl just found her and just didn't seem to understand what it was. I mean, surely you would know from the cracked gem at the back that, there's maybe a gem living in it, but I don't know, maybe Pearl was just being naive or oblivious to it or whatever, or maybe Rose didn't fully explain what it was because she had her own agenda about it. We just don't know. But it's quite a sad backstory, and it makes like you feel like really sad for Lapis. Like, we know her story now, and it's feel like I feel like there's more of a reason to feel emotionally attached to her before, because before we didn't know a lot about her. She just like she seemed to show up whenever like bad stuff was happening, and she got the bare brunt of it. Whatever, you know, she got like she went to Homeworld or whatever, but then she was interrogated and then held prisoner, and then she was forcefully fused. Well, she made malachite and forced her under the ocean and was trapped for months and everything. So I don't know, like, I'm really glad that we got this for Lapis, because I felt like we badly needed her backstory, because like if we want to like include her part of like the main cast now, because you know she's on Earth now, she's decided to live on Earth, we might be seeing more of her. So I think it's pretty cool that she's going to stay on Earth. But obviously at the end of the episode she's like, oh, I'll stay here at the barn with you, Steven, you know, I'll live on Earth. And Peridot shows up and she's all like, yeah, what's good? Are we going to be roommates? And Lapis is just like, heck no, what are you doing here? I hate you. Go away. I'm living here myself, aren't I, Steven? And Steven's like caught between a rock and a hard place, which is obviously then up to next week. Well, this week's technically when I'm recording it, because I'm recording this on Monday and the new episode is out on Thursday. So I'm guessing I'll put this up on Wednesday or something like that, I think. Anyway, but like Barnmates is going to be the next episode, so that's going to be about Peridot and Lapis and whether they're going to get over their differences and sort this out, and whether they can live with each other at the barn, because the crystal gems have went back to the temple with Greg, and they're not there to like sort out the kerfuffle. So Steven is left to try to deal with Lapis, the water controlling kind of not schizophrenic but traumatized gem, and then we have Peridot, who just says whatever's on her mind and doesn't even think about it, even if it's like absolutely awful. So I think it'll be quite interesting to see that dynamic and see and figure out whether or not they can like get over their differences and just live together for the sake of like they're refugees essentially. They're refugees from Homeworld. They can't go home. They're stuck on Earth now. They just need to live with it. So we'll need to find out whether they can actually get over their differences and just get along. Maybe they should get them a get along shirt that they can both live in. That'd be great. That'd be pretty cute. So let me know, guys, what you thought of this week's episode, and this will probably go up maybe on Wednesday or wherever, like as I'm talking about it now, like looking into the future. So then the next video would be about Barnmates. I don't know what day I'll put that up on, because I don't want to like spam too many videos this week or whatever. That'll probably go up on Sunday. But until next time, guys, I will see you all later.